Picture this. It's Houston in 1971. Summer heat is cooking the pavement. The Astros are playing in the dome, and just off the freeway near the ship channel, you walk into a frozen cave with penguins and polar bears. No, this isn't a heat stroke hallucination. This was Busch Gardens Houston, theme park most Houstonians don't even remember existed. Pull your lap bar down, keep your hands inside. We're headed to the middle of fun. Now, let's rewind. The Anheuser-Busch brewery opened in 1966. Big beer, big presence, and what better way to promote your brand than to slap a theme park right next door? And not just any theme park. This was Busch Gardens Houston, opening in May of 1971, a sprawling 40 acres of Asian-themed architectural gardens and animals. Think pagodas, reflecting pools, exotic birds, and that very Texas version of cultural fusion. Hey, let's build a Thai-style temple and put a monorail around it. The star of the show, though, wasn't just the gardens. It was the ice cave. Yep, an honest-to-goodness frozen grotto in Houston, Texas. Inside, guests could see penguins waddling, polar bears lounging, and sea lions barking, all in carefully climate-controlled habitats. In a city where your steering wheel could double as a branding iron, this was practically a miracle. Kids in cutoff shorts and tube socks were walking from 95 degrees outside into Antarctica, sponsored by Anheuser-Busch. Of course, there was also a 2-foot narrow gauge railway, the park's own train line, chugging its way around the grounds. Add in some aviaries, some animal encounters, lush gardens, some beer samples for mom and dad, and it looked like Busch Gardens Houston had a recipe for success. But here's the thing about Houston in the 70s. It was already a hotbed of entertainment competition. You had Astroworld, fresh, flashy, and full of rides. Busch Gardens leaned more towards animals, gardens, and cultural exhibits. But visitors expected thrills, and thrills were hard to find here unless you counted dodging llama spit in a petting zoo. Behind the scenes, things weren't much better. Anheuser-Busch had hoped for nearly 800,000 visitors in the first year. The actual number? Way lower. By January 1973, the brewery quietly admitted this whole thing was unprofitable. Within a couple of years, Busch Gardens Houston was shuttered, one of the shortest-lived major theme parks in the U.S. What's wild is that it wasn't a bad park. Concept was solid, the design was thoughtful, and it really did deliver something unique. But timing, location, and expectations killed it. Houstonians wanted coasters and log flumes, not meditation gardens and an ice cave. But if you ask most folks today, they'll say, Busch Gardens in Houston? You're making that up. No, it really happened. A forgotten park that sat right on Gellhorn Drive next to the brewery. Just a flash in time. Busch Gardens may have melted away quicker than its ice cave, but for a brief, frosty moment, Houston had penguins, pagodas, and polar bears in the same zip code. That's the kind of strange that we live for here at the Middle of Fun. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram. Did I say TikTok? Stay safe, stay nostalgic. Keep your heart in the middle of fun.